Hello there, welcome to Wednesday's Knots Today with me, Mark Dennison. Thank you for joining us. Here's what's on the show for you today. Firstly, we'll be meeting some of the amazing people giving up their time to support others day in, day out, and especially this week in Volunteering Week.
I think the main thing that sticks out is the amount of friends I've made, the amount of new people that I've been able to meet, helping out and just getting more involved in the local community.
More on that in just a moment. Plus, we've got some great local guests, including the people launching a repairs website to prevent waste and to put old items to good use. We Are Repairs is a new website helping people to find businesses for broken furniture, electricals, clothing and more, and stopping items from going to landfill. We'll hear all about that in just a moment. Plus, we'll be hearing about an allotment project supporting rough sleepers and raising money to tackle homelessness and how it's been given a huge grant funding injection. The Friary offers mental health support to its members through the West Bridgeford Allotment Scheme and has been given funding to secure its future for the next 3 years. In sport, we'll be hearing from a new face at the Nottingham Panthers as forward Chase Pearson signs on at the Motorpoint.
I want to play in a fun atmosphere. I want to play in front of a fan base that is passionate about the game and enjoys coming every night and supporting us.
There's also a new face at Meadow Lane with Matthew Dennis putting pen to paper on a 3-year deal.
The stadium, the project you guys have going on right now, and even the style of play, I feel like I could fit in here and enjoy my football.
All of that and plenty more coming up for you. But firstly, this week is National Volunteers Week, an annual campaign to celebrate and acknowledge the contributions of volunteers across the UK, many of whom are vital to grassroots groups and services. That includes the Renewal Trust, the Nottingham-based charity, which says these thoughtful volunteers allow non-profit organisations like them to keep helping those who need it most. Jack Sims reports.
Giving back to the community, one person at a time. This week is dedicated to those who give to others, like here at Nottingham's Renewal Trust, which offers affordable and accessible activities to all ages, and a community space for socialising and well-being. Whether it's cooking up some food or just a chinwag, the Trust's team of volunteers are here to meet people's every need. Sam Tabberson started volunteering here last year. She wanted to give back to the community and make some lifelong friends.
Helping out in the community, looking at the events that the Renewal Trust was doing, just how much they do for the community and just being involved and having something to do other than sitting at home. The main thing that sticks out is the amount of friends I've made, the amount of new people that I've been able to meet, helping out and just getting more involved in the local community.
This is the Feel Good Gold session, which takes place every week, giving local residents a place for some hot food and some friendly company. We spoke with some of those attending about why places like these are so important to them.
My wife was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, she passed away, and they said, keep on coming, like, you know. Because I wasn't bothered about coming on my own, but they said, oh, keep coming, like, you know. I enjoy coming out, that's all I can say, and I think they do a good job for people, you know, what live on their own like myself and these other chaps who come in here. If it weren't for these, I don't think they'd get out of the house.
So I started coming here for nearly 2 years. I loved it, really loved it. Make friends, laugh, joking, everybody with Nick, Emma and Sam, because they all loved me, yeah, because they're really lovely people, really lovely.
According to the National Council for Voluntary Organisations, less than 1 in 5 people volunteer at least once a month. The pandemic has been cited as a contributing factor for the decline in volunteers, but for the Trust, the time that these people give up so selflessly is vital to the organisation.
We would be lost without having those volunteers. They are a key part to the success of this organisation and also for the people who use our services. So if people are thinking about volunteering in any organisation, go and do it. Even if it's just a small amount of time, it makes a huge difference to charities.
For those here, the time and dedication these volunteers provided has given them not just a social connection, but a purpose to get back outside. Jack Sims for Knots TV.
Okay, moving on now, and it's time to meet our first great guest of the show who've come up with an innovative new website aimed at making things easier for people needing to get large items fixed. We Are Repairs is a website which will launch on Thursday. It was founded by Ali Booker and Gemma Broad. They say it'll offer help for people looking to repair broken furniture, electricals, clothing and more. And they set it up because they're sick of seeing perfectly good items going to landfill. I am thrilled to say they are both with us on the sofa to tell us all about this exciting news. Hello both. Hello. Thank you for coming in. Before we talk about what you're doing now, what have you been doing to this point? Gemma, what's your kind of background?
So I'm an upholsterer and I run my business in West Bridgeford.
Okay.
And that's actually how we met. Ali and I met at a market in Ruddington over 5 years ago now, I think, wasn't it? And yeah, we just sort of got chatting and I've done some upholstery for some of her jobs and she's done the woodwork finishing for some of my upholstery jobs. So we've kind of worked together on that.
So Ali, I think she's just...
I have answered for her, haven't
I? Preempted. So you work with wood doing...
Yeah, so my business is Restoration Hut and I restore, revitalise vintage furniture, like family heirloom pieces and bring them back to life so that they can be enjoyed by my customers.
Right.
And so yeah, we met at the Ruddington Village Market event, got chatting about all our sort of challenges and the different challenges that small businesses are facing and how we can help them and help repair businesses get their name out there. Yeah, so that's sort of how the conversation started and why we're here today.
So it's not a million miles away from what you're now doing with We Are Repairs. So what's the idea behind it? How's it going to work? It's a website, isn't it?
It is. It's an online directory. So you can go onto the website, type in, I want to fix my sofa, kettle, toaster, jacket, and it'll come up with local options of repair businesses in the UK around where you live. So you can actually quickly find someone that you can call or email to actually then fix that item, to get that booked in, to get it repaired, so that you don't have to throw it away and go and buy a new one. Right. Essentially, we want to keep things in use and out of landfill, because there's over 22 million items a year in the UK are sent to landfill, and most of them could be saved from landfill with a small repair. So we want to keep those things in use and, you know, stop that landfill filling up, and also just help people cherish the items that they have and want to keep them in use and in the family.
And is this something you've been coming across in your roles up until now?
Yeah, I think that's the thing, is I've had so many conversations with people about furniture and how actually what they probably could do is work with what they've got, because that furniture, especially if it's from like the 1940s, that sort of era, it's actually such good quality and it's so much better than modern made furniture. It's made to last. But the problem is that people find that it doesn't fit their style, it doesn't fit their home. And what we're trying to do is educate them that, okay, you can actually have this refurbished, you can have it refinished, and you can fall back in love with that piece again. And so therefore you're not throwing it away, you're keeping it out of landfill, and then you're having it in your home and it becomes something that you really cherish. And I think that's something that applies across all different items of homeware. Like if you've got a jacket that you don't really love anymore, it's got a hole in it, you can get a beautiful visible mender to come and take it from you and turn it into something that you fall in love with again. And yeah, it's just about trying to stop things from getting thrown away and repairing them rather than ending up in landfill. Yeah.
The timing of this is very interesting as well. It's World Environment Day, the day that you launched the website as well. This obviously means a lot, the environmental side of things.
Yeah.
Why is that?
It's having been an upholsterer and seen the inside of chairs and seen the craftsmanship and the quality of the materials that the older things have been made of, versus when you get some of the modern things and you just know that they're built to last 2, 3, 4, 5 years to then be thrown away and you have to buy a new one. And it's heartbreaking to see the craftsmanship and the older pieces being thrown away and replaced with the more modern stuff. And we've got so much stuff already out there, beautiful pieces, you know, the clothing, the vintage pieces, they just need saving. I just don't want to see them thrown away.
You're passionate about it, I can tell.
Yeah, we are. We're both very passionate about it, and you sort of get slightly angry that you think, why are people not saving these? But then we realise that actually it's really difficult to find someone to fix your item, and quite a lot of people we've spoken to have got items piled up in their spare bedroom that they want to get fixed, but they just don't know where to do it. So we're hoping that we can provide an answer to that question and help people get things out of their spare room fixed and back into the front room.
And Ali, just very quickly, excited about the launch, been working on it a long time. One word to describe your excitement.
Oh my goodness.
Excited,
You put me on the spot. I feel like I need to say excited. Is there another word?
Well, listen, good luck. Great to
Thank
see
you.
the pair of you, and
Thank
we'll
you very
have to get you
much.
back when you're, conquering the world with this.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
On to other Notts News headlines now. And 2 men have been charged with drug offences after police were called to a disturbance in Chilwell. Officers were called to Estdale Drive just after 11:15 on Tuesday, May the 27th. The 53-year-old man arrested and treated in hospital for a suspected stab wound. As part of their investigations, 38-year-old Nigel Sisson of Quarry Avenue in Bulwell and 19-year-old Aaron Sisson of Bramcote Lane in Chilwell were charged with 2 counts of supplying heroin and cocaine. They're due before Nottingham Crown Court on June the 27th. A QMC healthcare assistant who sexually exploited a vulnerable patient has been put behind bars for more than 9 years. 35-year-old Jiv Sagang Pang worked at the QMC when the woman was admitted to A&E in acute medical distress. She was left under the one-to-one supervision of Sagang Pang, who kissed the woman before placing his hands on her in a sexual manner. On the same day, she was sectioned under the Mental Health Act. He's been jailed for 9 years. There's more news and more guests in just a few moments' time. We'll be back after this. Hello, welcome back to Wednesday's show with me, Mark Dennison. Thank you for joining us. Here's what's happening in Notts today. Firstly, tram services have returned to normal after significant disruption following a crash. Services weren't running between Nottingham Station and Clifton South through Monday and Tuesday following a crash between a car and a tram on Monday morning. That incident led to a tram derailing around the Meadows and damage to overhead lines. Operator Net warned of days of disruption, confirmed on Wednesday that routes were running to all destinations. And estate officials at Nottingham's QMC says government funding to fix crumbling hospitals will only fix a small proportion of the building's maintenance needs. The Queen's Medical Centre will get more than £12 million to improve water, heating, electrical and gas systems, internal building fabric and new equipment. Fire safety work, structural improvements and a lift upgrade are also expected, but trust leaders have said the overall estate of NUH has a backlog of repairs costing more than £400 million, with the cash not touching the sides. We'll move on now, and it's time for our second great chat of the show, and this time we're turning our attention to a brilliant allotment project in West Bridgford that's being given some vital cash to secure its future. The Priory allotments are run by the local homelessness charity, giving people the chance to learn new skills in a fun and friendly environment. It's been going since 2023, and now it's being given £165 million in National Lottery funding to secure its future for 3 more years. Joining us now to tell us more is Priory Chief Executive Ben Talbot. Ben, good to see you again.
Thank you for having me.
You must be pretty chuffed with this cash injection.
Yeah, we're thrilled. We're really thrilled. As you alluded to, this started a couple of years ago when we, many people know we have a drop-in centre supporting homeless people and vulnerably housed people, and we support them with practical and a bit of emotional support and just lots of different things that we can help them with. But a little known fact was that we have an allotment further down into West Bridgford, which we've had for many years now, but haven't really had the opportunity or the funding to be able to launch something slightly different down there and give the opportunity for our service users to come from the day centre up to the allotment and take part in some activities up there. So a couple of years ago we made the decision to try and invest a bit of money in that project. So we were lucky to receive some funding from a local business, Arch Communications in East Leek. Bit of our own reserves we put into it, managed to start something up to almost give it a bit of a pilot, worked really well to the point where we felt we could then apply to the lottery and ask them if they'd be prepared to support the project moving forward. And I was delighted. It takes a little while to put the application in and chat to people about it, but they've supported us with it, and now we're moving forward, and
Brilliant.
we're into the start of it.
So you must have seen, your colleagues must have seen, some great success stories on how that allotment can really have a big impact on people. Just talk us through that.
Yeah, so I mean, the idea down there is that whilst an allotment, you think growing produce and what have you, and that is a massive part of it. So, but it's become a real sanctuary and a space of well-being for people as well, to the point where we'll see, I don't know, I've been down there today and we've had sort of 10 people down there, along with local volunteers who come down to help us with the project. And each person's been doing something slightly different. So I've had somebody in one corner building some shelving, somebody in another corner getting some German lessons from a local German speaker, which was amazing. I hadn't realised we were doing that down there. I don't always get down there. Then we've got the team doing the planting and the digging and what have you, and then we've got some of the visitors down there who are just happy to sit and be and socialise, play a few games. We do cooking. You know, very much we've created an environment that is shaped by the people who visit, and it's up to them how they want to make it work. And that was something I said to the lottery. You know, we want to empower people to make that project their own. So, and that's very much what I feel we're doing at the moment.
That's great. Very diverse as well, from what you say there. And I suppose with this money coming in means you can concentrate your efforts on what you're kind of best known for, I suppose.
Completely. I think that, you know, this funding, I mean, a bit of this funding does feed into the main centre in that we can talk to people at the main centre to encourage them to come down to the allotment, but it is quite tied to the allotment. So the investment there is for the allotment project. But you're right, we were funding that allotment project from some of our income from elsewhere that we can now look to divert back to our core day centre. And I've spoken to a few people today. The numbers coming into the centre, for whatever reason, over the last couple of weeks are starting to increase again. These summer months, there's less temporary accommodation available, so we do see more people. But there's certainly a feeling that the numbers are spiking at the moment, and that means we need to resource our main day centre as well, and try and get support workers in there and be able to allow other agencies to come in and work with the people that we're seeing day to day. So yes, very much now I've got the allotment project up and running, it's back to focusing on that day centre as well.
And just on that, Ben, how are you thinking? I hear what you're saying about, you know, the summer months and what have you. And it's certainly not just a winter problem, but I think people are more acutely aware of the issue of homelessness around winter. How are you feeling about the prospect of this winter around the corner?
Well, I guess to a certain extent it depends, because I feel like with the homelessness space, it's very much on a year-to-year basis, not quite knowing what is going to be out there for people and how we can support people. I'm pleased that certainly doing some work recently with Nottingham City Council and some of the other agencies locally, there's a lot more coming together, and I sense there's going to be a lot more meetings about this moving forward. It doesn't change the fact that money's tight and what have you, but I think some more collaborative working might bring more creative solutions as we come into the next winter, because I think, you know, there are lots of charities out there, albeit times are challenging, but want to feed into it. And I think if we all work together, it may be that we can create better spaces, temporary areas, while people, which we can then look to get people moved on. But that's subject to housing in general.
Wish you well with that. Thanks for coming in, Ben.
No, great to be here.
Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Cheers.
Just to be clear, it's 165,000.
That's right.
Not million. Maybe next time.
Oh, right, okay.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Time for some sport now, and we'll start with Notts County after the club announced the signing of 23-year-old forward Matthew Dennison. The former Arsenal and Norwich youth prospect has signed a 3-year contract at Meadow Lane after spending the latter part of last season with Carlisle, where he bagged 3 goals in 14 matches. Speaking to the club's media, he said he's excited by the project at Meadow Lane and outlined his playing style as well.
I'm grateful for obviously this opportunity to show everyone what I can do, and I can't wait to get going really. So the stadium, the project you guys have going on right now, and even the style of play, I feel like I could fit in here and enjoy my football. flourish here for the next 3 years, and hopefully I can do well for myself and help the team progress and push on to, the heights. I like to get on the ball and enjoy, receiving the ball and creating chances and linking up play, and just, that's my type of play. And, I feel like Notts County would suit me doing that.
We'll stay with football now, and Team Talk is back tonight at 8 o'clock for the final time. It's the last one of the season, with Mark Shardler and Charlie McParland joined by Kelvin Wilson and Johnny Owen to look back on a dramatic year for Forest, including the Forest women, Notts County and the Stags too. But it's also the last time Notts TV will air Team Talk, with the show coming to an end after nearly a decade as the channel closes later this year. Here's some of the panel's memories of more than 8 years of Team Talk and the boot room too.
Started it off 11 years ago, absolutely. Who thought after 11 years would still been going? But it's been a great 11 years for Notts TV, not just for Team Talk, but all the other shows. They'll all be sadly missed, loads of good people who are not going to be working here anymore. Really sad, because there's really, all through the years, lots of nice people who have worked here. Then they've moved on and they've furthered their career elsewhere. So it's a really sad moment for Nottingham. It's a sad moment for the people who are not going to be working here anymore. It's a sad moment for me, because I've had a fantastic time working with all the different people, and I was able to come on here and talk about football.
Right, I'm going to give you a custard pie for one last time, tell you shut up. That's it. After more than a decade, the original and only TV show for Nottinghamshire football is over. We go with big thanks to Johnny and to Charlie, who've played such a...
So you can catch that online and on YouTube, and of course here on the telly, 8 o'clock. On to ice hockey now. A new Nottingham Panthers signing, Chase Pearson, says the club's fan base was a major attraction for why he chose to make the Motorpoint his new home. The 27-year-old Canadian has played in the NHL with Detroit Red Wings, but spent most of the last 2 years in Europe. In a new interview with the club, he said that Mitch Fauzier and Tim Doherty were big reasons why he joined too, having played with them both in the NCAA.
Well, I mean, I talked to Mitch actually about it. He's like, it's one of the craziest atmospheres I've ever played in. He said the fan base was there the whole year supporting them. They showed up most games and were fanatic, is how he described it. So that was another big reason he sold me. I want to play in a fun atmosphere. I want to play in front of a fan base that is passionate about the game and enjoys coming every night and supporting us.
Here is your picture of the day now. This one taken by Molly Dennis. Don't forget, you can send us your photos. We might put them on the telly as well. Tag us, Notts_TV on Insta. As for the weather, we've had a bit of cloud around today. Some sunny spells as well. Some of those continue into this evening. Lows of 11 degrees. Tomorrow, some showers developing. Highs of 18, lows of 10 overnight. Similar temperatures on Friday with more sunshine coming back out. Highs of 18 degrees and lows of 10 on Friday night. That's pretty much the end of the show. Thank you to all of our excellent guests and from all of the team here. Thank you for watching. I will be back tomorrow at 5:30 with the very latest on Notts Today. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye-bye for now.